Scary facts. Do you know what embalmers do to bodies? First, they drain all the blood and replace it with formaldehyde, and then the process only gets more gruesome from there. In 1976, a TV crew realized one of the hanging bodies in the Laugh in the Dark ride was indeed a real body by accidentally breaking it. Scary facts. In 2008, a man living in rural Japan noticed his food disappearing at night. When he installed cameras, they revealed a woman had been living in his house. At the time of her discovery, she had been living there for months. Did you know you could be impaled by a beach umbrella? It happened to a woman on the Jersey Shore. Scary facts. A rat's teeth never stop growing. Cosmologists theorized the constant expansion of the universe could cause it to tear apart. This theory is called the Big Rip. Figging is a practice wherein ginger root is inserted into one's private parts. More than 150 corpses occupy Mount Everest. Scary, terrifying truths about cartoons. The Rugrats Angelica is the only one who can talk to the babies because they are a figment of her imagination. The original Scooby-Doo series is set after a horrible economic depression. SpongeBob SquarePants is commentary about nuclear testing. In Pinky and the brain is no genius. When the Bretschwee family decided to insulate their home in Auburn, Pennsylvania, in 2015, they discovered that it had already been infested with scores of dead animal carcasses. An expert attributed the rotting animals in their walls to powwow or Dutch magic, a ritual originating in the culture of Pennsylvania Dutch to treat ailments and gain physical and spiritual protection. The Pennsylvania Dutch were a group of German-speaking settlers to Pennsylvania in the 1600s and 1700s and are of Lutheran, Mennonite, and Amish faiths. The mold found on the rotting carcasses in the Bretschwee's home has caused illness among the family members, and they say that the odor hasn't gone away. Theodore Robert Bundy was an American serial killer who took advantage of, and got rid of numerous young women and girls during the 1970s and possibly earlier. After more than a decade of denials, he confessed to 30 offings committed in 7 states between 1974 and 1978. A New Jersey man has apparently been holding such a grudge against his ex-wife he divorced nearly 5 decades ago that he goes to her grave almost every day just to relieve himself on her grave. This shocking story was recently made public by 43-year-old Michael Murphy, who used hidden cameras to catch the culprit in the act after finding traces of urine and plastic bags with feces whenever he visited his mother's resting place of the cemetery at Tappan Reformed Church in Orangetown, New York. The captured footage revealed an elderly man visiting the grave almost every day at around 6 in the morning and casually relieving himself on the woman's headstone. He was later identified as her ex-husband, whom she had divorced 48 years ago and whom she had not been in contact with since 1976. Things that used to look terrifying. Dentist. Police officers. Your first emoji was your mom's reaction when you were born. Comment your first emoji below. 3 terrifying bird species that you'll be glad are extinct. The Haast's eagle, the Argentavis, the Forus racidae. Why they're called killer whales. Orcas were given the name killer whale by ancient sailors' observations of groups of orcas hunting and preying on larger whale species. They called orcas Assassina balaenas, or whale killer, a short term that was eventually flipped around to the easier killer whale. Creepy facts. 1 in 50 people in the United States has an unruptured brain aneurysm. Postpartum psychosis can happen overnight. People say a haunted radio station from Russia exists. Emperor Nero profited off human urine. Cockroaches are immortal. Scary cockroach facts. A cockroach can live for a week without its head due to their open circulatory system and the fact that they breathe through little holes in each of their body segments. It only dies because it can't drink water and dies of thirst. A cockroach can hold its breath for 40 minutes and can even survive being submerged underwater for half an hour. On November 17, 2012, a pair of fishermen left the coast of Mexico for a weekend fishing trip in the open Pacific. That night, a violent storm ambushed them as they were fishing 80 miles offshore. As gale force winds and 10-foot waves pummeled their small open boat from all sides and nearly capsized them, Captain Salvador Alvarenga and his crewmate cut away a 2-mile-long fishing line and began a desperate dash through crashing waves as they sought the safety of port. 14 months later, on January 30, 2014, Alvarenga, now a hairy, wild-bearded, and half-mad castaway, washed ashore on a nearly deserted island on the far side of the Pacific. He could barely speak and was unable to walk. He claimed to have drifted from Mexico, a journey of some 7,000 miles. Dumb ways to die. Trying to kiss a reflection of the moon in a lake. Tripping over your underwear as you put it on. Choking to death on a ballpoint pen. Browsing the internet in the bath. A freak begat accident. Keeping a big cat as a pet. Getting blackout drunk and passing out in sub-zero temperatures. The Zodiac Killer is one of America's most infamous serial killers. During the 1960s and 1970s, Zodiac offed at least 5 people, often couples in secluded areas near San Francisco. His first victim was Sherry Jo Bates. He wrote a confession about her, including a message to beware. Zodiac began sending coded messages taunting police to various newspapers. Very soon after his first offing, he signed these letters with a circle with a plus sign over it, his symbol. He infamously sent a cipher that said, "This is the Zodiac speaking. By the way, have you cracked the last cipher I sent you?" This was followed by a series of 13 symbols that were supposed to be his name, encoded. To this day, this code has not been cracked. The Zodiac Killer case remains unsolved. No one has been confirmed as the actual Zodiac Killer. Mythical creatures from around the world. In Japanese mythology, a Jorogumo was a deadly hybrid creature that could transform from a spider into a beautiful woman to seduce victims to their death. The story goes that when a Jorogumo spider, a common species found in Japan, reached 400 years, it gained the power to shape-shift and develop an appetite for human flesh. Disguised as beautiful women, the Jorogumo were able to enchant and lure men into their web of lies. Their webs were constructed of silk threads so robust that once trapped, no man could possibly escape. The Jorogumo would then administer their lethal venom, gradually weakening their victim to savor their prey as long as possible. A slow and painful demise for their sorry victim. Creepiest mythical creatures around the world. Popular in the western provinces of the Philippines, the manananggal is a hideous, vampire-like creature. When it transforms at night, it grows wide, bat-like wings and can sever its upper torso from its lower body. Legend has it that this monster preys on people sleeping and pregnant women, then sucks the heart of fetuses and blood of victims with its elongated tongue. It can be killed by sprinkling salt or putting crushed garlic on its severed lower torso. Things humans were never meant to see. An owl's legs underneath a tiger's fur. An empty plane. A frilled shark's mouth. Shadow from a mountain. 3 daredevils who played with their lives. Number 1. Evel Knievel. The legendary stuntman attempted over 75 motorcycle jumps, breaking numerous bones but never backing down from a challenge. Number 2. Philippe Petit. The fearless high-wire artist walked between the Twin Towers in 1974, 1,350 feet above the ground without any safety gear. And number 3. Nick Wallenda, a 7th generation tightrope walker, crossed the Grand Canyon on a 2-inch wide wire, defying gravity and fear. The creepiest scary facts. There was a vampire scare in America in the 19th century. Violet Jessop survived 3 boat disasters. The Venus flytrap is deadly. Dracula is based on a real person. Honey badgers are kind of terrifying. Your phone has more germs than a public toilet. Random creepy facts. Before the advent of cups and bowls, people in ancient England used hollowed-out human skulls to hold their food and drink. In 2017, homicide archivist Thomas Hargrove estimated that there are more than 2,000 serial killers currently at large. Things that used to look creepy. Remember these old dolls? Vintage medical tools. Costumes back then were truly terrifying. And who wouldn't be scared of this haunted-looking house? Facts that could save your life. If you're caught in a rip current, swim parallel to the shore to escape it. In a fire, stay low to the ground to avoid inhaling smoke and toxic gases. If you're choking and alone, use the Heimlich maneuver on yourself using a chair. When in a lightning storm, avoid trees and open spaces. Cursed comments. Why did the chicken cross the road? To get away from the KFC employee chasing it. I told my friend I can't swim. He said, "Don't worry, drowning is just like falling asleep forever." I love my pets so much, I'll never let them go, even after they stop moving. Terrifying true stories that will haunt you forever. The Hinterkaifeck murders, an entire family brutally killed, and the case remains unsolved. The Dyatlov Pass incident, 9 hikers found dead under mysterious circumstances in the Russian wilderness. The Sodder children disappearance, 5 siblings vanished after a house fire, never to be seen again. The scariest things that happen at night. Sleep paralysis can leave you unable to move or speak while experiencing terrifying hallucinations. Nocturnal animals like bats, owls, and coyotes come out to hunt, filling the night with eerie sounds. Criminal activity like break-ins and robberies often peak during the late night hours. The most terrifying facts about the world. There are over 200 dead bodies on Mount Everest, serving as eerie landmarks for climbers. The Great Pacific Garage Patch is a floating island of trash twice the size of Texas. There are over 3,000 active serial killers in the world right now. Once thought to be gone, the venomous black widow spider reappears in unexpected places. With a bite 15 times stronger than a rattlesnake's, it's a tiny terror you don't want to meet. Be cautious in dark corners, as these creepy crawlers love to hide in the shadows. Stay safe and vigilant. Discover 4 of the strangest facts about the human body. Your nose can remember 50,000 different scents. The human body contains enough iron to make a 3-inch nail. Your body produces enough heat in 30 minutes to boil a gallon of water. Your tongue has a unique print, just like your fingers. 4 scary facts about the business world. 90% of startups fail within the first 5 years. The average CEO to worker pay is a staggering 278 to 1. Workplace stress costs U.S. businesses $300 billion annually. 85% of employees worldwide are disengaged at work. Creepy facts about Halloween that will make you shiver. The Celts believed spirits roamed the earth on Halloween, causing mischief and destruction. Jack-o'-lanterns were originally carved from turnips to ward off evil spirits. The fear of Halloween is called Samhainophobia, named after the ancient Celtic Festival. Scary facts that will make you fear the night again. Did you know sleep paralysis can make you feel trapped and see terrifying hallucinations? Beware, over 2,000 nocturnal animals are lurking in the dark, ready to hunt. The human brain is more likely to imagine scary faces in the dark. Facts about sharks that will make you terrified. Sharks can detect a drop of blood in an Olympic-sized pool, making them incredible hunters. The megalodon, an extinct shark species, had a bite force of 40,000 pounds, 6 times stronger than a T-Rex. Some sharks, like the great white, can launch themselves 10 feet into the air while attacking prey. Scotland's Loch Ness is over 700 feet deep, with murky waters hiding its true depths. Home to the legendary Loch Ness monster, Nessie, who's said to lurk beneath the surface. Countless expeditions have failed to uncover the loch's secrets, leaving us to wonder what lies below. Houses full of creepy things. The doll room. Hundreds of glassy-eyed dolls stare at you from every corner. The taxidermy room. Stuffed animals frozen in time, watching your every move. The haunted gallery. Disturbing paintings that seem to follow you with their gaze. Hikers stumbled upon a frozen woman, perfectly preserved in ice deep within a remote forest. Authorities were baffled as no missing person reports matched her description. Theories range from a tragic accident to a supernatural event, but the truth remains a chilling enigma. Creepy facts. Are we being watched? There are over 770 million surveillance cameras worldwide, capturing our every move. Your smartphone's microphone and camera can be hacked, turning it into a spying device. Social media platforms track your online activity even when you're not using them. Things that are smaller than you thought. The world's smallest mammal, the bumblebee bat, is only 1.1 inches long. A teaspoon of neutron star material weighs about 10 million tons. The smallest country, Vatican City, is only 0.17 square miles. Terrifying things you should never say to Alexa. Alexa, what's the scariest thing you've ever heard? Alexa, can you laugh like a creepy doll? And finally, Alexa, tell me a horror story. Weird things owned by Hollywood stars. Nicolas Cage. He once bought a dinosaur skull for $276,000. Angelina Jolie. She owns a knife collection and even bought a custom-made dagger for her son. Johnny Depp. He has a collection of over 200 Barbie dolls. Who knew? 4 weird facts most people don't know. The shortest war in history lasted just 38 minutes. There's a town in Norway called Hell, and it freezes over every winter. Dogs love squeaky toys because they sound like small dying animals. Horses disguised as zebras attract fewer horseflies, and cows with painted stripes are less likely to be bitten by flies. The weirdest law that still exists today. In Arizona, it's illegal for donkeys to sleep in bathtubs. And in Switzerland, you can't flush the toilet after 10 p.m. in an apartment building. Crazy, right? These bizarre laws still exist on the books. Here are some intriguing last words from people on their deathbeds. Famous composer Beethoven's last words were, "I shall hear in heaven," and writer Oscar Wilde said, "Either this wallpaper goes or I do." Fascinating, isn't it? These final words give us a glimpse into their personalities. Hey there, thrill seekers. Get ready for a quick dive into the world of the scariest urban legends. A couple parked in a car. Here's a news report about an escaped killer with a hook for a hand. Later, they find a hook hanging on their car door. Creepy, right? Urban legends like these have been spooking us for generations. Bizarre laws from around the world that will blow your mind. In Thailand, it's illegal to step on money. In Denmark, you must check under your car for sleeping children before starting the engine. Unbelievable, right? These unique laws showcase the diversity of our world. Did you know that there are some McDonald's restaurants that are cursed? Like the one in Sedona, Arizona, where the sign keeps breaking and causing accidents. Or the one in New Hyde Park, New York, where the drive-thru is haunted by a ghost? And what about the one in Pennsylvania, where the entire restaurant disappeared without a trace? The ocean is full of mysteries and wonders, but it's also home to some of the scariest things on the planet, like the giant squid, which can grow up to 43 feet long and has eyes the size of basketballs, or the great white shark, which can weigh up to 5,000 pounds and has 300 razor-sharp teeth. Did you know that there are some scary facts out there that you probably didn't know? Like the fact that tarantulas can shoot tiny barbed hairs from their abdomens that can cause itching, rashes, and even blindness? Or the fact that human skulls can remain conscious for up to 20 seconds after decapitation? Dennis Radner, aka the BTK Killer, profited off his own derangement. He got a lot of business installing security systems for people afraid of the BTK Killer. The Pacific Trash Island is currently estimated to be 1.6 million square kilometers, or twice the size of Texas. Scary facts. Did you know that actress Glenn Close was raised in a cult? The injuries from falling off milk crates in the viral milk crate challenge were worse than falling off a ladder. Scary facts. Afraid of germs? Clean your phone. It contains 10 times as many germs as a toilet seat. The dust in your house is largely made up of your dead skin. Every year, you shed more than 8 pounds of skin that collects in the corners of your house. Demodex folliculorum is a special mite that lives in your eyebrows and feed on your dead skin. Scary facts. During the Depression era craze of dance marathons, couples would compete to see who could dance the longest, often for cash prizes. Unfortunately, some people would drop dead from exhaustion on the dance floor. Overseas are seen massive jellyfish blooms due to climate change. Creepy facts. Wes Craven's A Nightmare on Elm Street is based on a real story. It is common for children to hear voices. Every day, a person consumes around 1 to 2 cups of snot. Your bed can have up to 10 million dust mites. A person sweats around 1 cup per day. Subscribe for more creepy facts. Scary facts. Hawaii has issued a warning to tourists about a parasitic brain worm. If you asked his neighbors before his arrest, they'd tell you Jeffrey Dahmer was a real nice guy. He even used to bring them sandwiches that may or may not have contained his victims' flesh. Terrifying, spooky facts about the air we breathe. Air pollution kills 7 million people worldwide every year. Indoor air can be up to 5 times more polluted than outdoor air. Breathing in heavy traffic can be as bad as smoking a pack of cigarettes. Radon gas, a silent killer, is the second leading cause of lung cancer. Did you know that there's a forest in Japan where people go to create an end? And did you know that there's a doll in Mexico that's believed to be possessed by a demon? There's an abandoned asylum in the United States that's said to be haunted by the ghosts of former patients. There's a house in Pennsylvania that's so haunted, it's been dubbed the most haunted house in America. And did you know there's a doll in England that's said to move on its own and even attack people? There's an abandoned hospital in Italy that's rumored to be cursed and haunted by the ghosts of former patients. There's a cemetery in New Orleans where the dead are buried above ground. There's a mask in Africa that's believed to have the power to control people's minds. There's an abandoned mansion in England that's said to be haunted by the ghost of a woman who died tragically. Did you know that there's a hotel in Colorado that's said to be haunted by the ghosts of former guests? There's a doll in Australia that's believed to be cursed and responsible for multiple deaths. There's an abandoned prison in France that's rumored to be haunted by the ghosts of former inmates. There's a lake in Russia that's so toxic it can kill you in just 1 minute. There's a mask in Mexico that's believed to be cursed and brings bad luck to anyone who wears it. There's an abandoned hospital in Germany that's said to be haunted by ghosts of former patients. There are more possible iterations of a game of chess than there are atoms in the observable universe. The number of possible moves in a game of chess is mind-boggling. It's no wonder why some people consider it the ultimate game of strategy. There are more possible ways to shuffle a deck of cards than there are stars in the universe. The number of possible combinations is staggering. It's no wonder why some people believe that the order of the cards can reveal the secrets of the universe. Brace yourself for these terrifying and scary facts that will blow your mind. Did you know that there are more than 200 corpses on Mount Everest that serve as landmark for climbers? That's right, the world's highest peak is also a graveyard. Did you know that there is a parasite that can control the mind of its host? Get ready to be terrified by these scary facts. Did you know that there are more than 8 million tons of plastic dumped into the ocean every year? And it's causing harm to marine life and the environment. And if that's not scary enough, did you know that there's a deadly virus that could wipe out humanity? Here are 3 creepy facts that will make you think twice before turning off the lights. Did you know that spiders can lay up to 3,000 eggs at once? Some people suffer from pediophobia, the fear of dolls, as some dolls have been known to move on their own. Did you know that some houses are so haunted that they have been abandoned for decades? 3 creepy Halloween facts that will send shivers down your spine. Did you know that the tradition of carving pumpkins comes from an Irish legend about a man named Stingy Jack who tricked the devil? Some people believe that Halloween is the one night of the year when the veil between the living and the dead is the thinnest. Did you know that witches were not always depicted as old and ugly? Birthdays are supposed to be a time of celebration, but did you know that there are some scary facts associated with them? Some people believe that if you were born on Friday the 13th, you are cursed with bad luck for life. Did you know that some people suffer from coulrophobia, the fear of clowns? Did you know that some people celebrate their birthday by visiting haunted places? Are you ready for some realistic scares? Here are 3 scary facts that could happen to anyone. Did you know that some spiders can bite you while you sleep, and some of those bites can be deadly? Some people have reported being followed by strangers while walking alone at night. Did you know that some people have reported hearing strange noises coming from abandoned buildings? Weird and scary facts. Did you know that some people suffer from spectrophobia, the fear of mirrors? They believe that mirrors can be portals to other dimensions. Some people have reported experiencing the Mandela effect, where they remember events differently than they actually happened. Some people have reported seeing shadow people, dark figures that appear to be watching them from the corners of their eyes. Did you know that some popular drugs can have creepy side effects? Here are a few examples. Some people who take antihistamines can experience dilated pupils, making them look like they're possessed. Sleep aids can cause sleep paralysis, a condition where you're awake but unable to move. Some people who take antidepressants can experience panic attacks, making them feel like they're losing their minds. Scary facts. The universe is estimated to be 13.8 billion years old, and eventually it will experience a heat death, rendering it uninhabitable. We are vulnerable to massive solar flares that could disrupt our power grids, communication systems, and technology. Scary facts that will ruin your day. There are more than 200 classified unsolved serial killings in the United States alone. Scientists estimate that there are approximately 20 to 30 active serial killers in the United States at any given time. The Black Death wiped out approximately 72 to 200 million people in Europe. Scary facts you have to see. The world's deadliest animal is the mosquito, which is responsible for millions of deaths each year. Approximately 80% of the ocean remains unexplored, and there could be undiscovered, terrifying creatures lurking in its depths. The world's oceans are becoming increasingly acidic due to climate change. 5 wild laws that only exist in North Korea. Foreign movies and songs are not allowed. Making international calls is a crime. Disloyalty to the leader can mean the death penalty. You can only get government-approved haircuts. Permission is needed to live in the national capital. Weird, crazy laws around the world. It's illegal to chew gum in Singapore. Canadian radio stations must play Canadian artists. It's illegal to run out of gas on the German Autobahn. It's illegal to hike naked in Switzerland. It's illegal to feed pigeons in Venice, Italy. Did you know that alligators have been around for over 150 million years? And that they can hold their breath for up to 2 hours? Or that alligators can regrow their teeth up to 50 times in their lifetime? And let's not forget about their powerful jaws, which can exert over 2,000 pounds of pressure per square inch. In the heart of the forest, there lies a tale of terror, a story of a vampire so sinister and evil that it will chill you to the bone. This creature of the night preys on the innocent, and its thirst for blood knows no bounds. Beware, for if you hear the sound of its wings flapping in the night, it may already be too late. Today, we're exploring bizarre laws from around the globe. In Switzerland, it's illegal to flush the toilet after 10 p.m. in an apartment building. In Oklahoma, it's forbidden to make ugly faces at dogs. In Milan, Italy, you must always be smiling except at funerals or hospitals. Brace yourselves for some terrifying facts that'll send shivers down your spine. Did you know that a human head can stay conscious for about 20 seconds after being decapitated? Ever heard of the Great Attractor? It's a mysterious gravitational anomaly that's pulling our entire galaxy towards it. Your body is home to trillions of microscopic organisms. In fact, there are more bacteria in your mouth than there are people on Earth. Revealing the scariest random facts you won't believe. Did you know that spiders can survive in space? Ever heard of Cotard's syndrome? It's a rare mental disorder where people believe they're dead or don't exist. Snake Island in Brazil is home to the deadliest snake in the world, the golden lancehead viper. It's so dangerous that humans are forbidden to visit. Going to prison? Here are the top 5 worst things to say that could get you in serious trouble. I'm not afraid of any of you. I'm in here for a petty crime. It's not a big deal. I'm not going to join any gangs. I can handle myself. I know people on the outside who can get me out of here. I'm going to make sure everyone knows not to mess with me. Have you ever wondered what your dreams really mean? What if I told you that your dreams could reveal dark, scary truths about yourself? The things you see in your dreams may not just be figments of your imagination. So the next time you close your eyes, be prepared for what your dreams might reveal. Crazy, scary coincidences. Did you know that 2 twins separated at birth were both named James, married woman named Linda, and had sons named James Allen? Imagine surviving a car crash, only to hitch a ride home with the same driver who caused it. That's what happened to a man in 1975. Did you know that John F. Kennedy and Abraham Lincoln were both assassinated on a Friday, and their assassins were both born 100 years apart? Thomas Jefferson and John Adams both died on the same day, July 4th, 1826, exactly 50 years after the Declaration of Independence. What if every time you get deja vu, it's actually you in a parallel universe experiencing the same thing. Imagine if our dreams are just glimpses of our lives in alternate realities. What if ghosts are just people who are time traveling and we can't fully see or interact with them because they're not in our time? Could it be possible that every person we meet is just another version of ourselves in a different body and life? Franklin D. Roosevelt was related to 11 other U.S. presidents, making the White House a real family affair. William Henry Harrison died just 32 days into his presidency, making his term the shortest in U.S. history. Brace yourself for some bone-chilling information about the inevitable end. Did you know that every person who has ever lived will eventually face death? Death doesn't discriminate, regardless of age, gender, or wealth. Everyone becomes equal in the face of the Reaper. Death can come unexpectedly. It can strike at any moment. 3 scary facts that will keep you up. The Bermuda Triangle, a region in the western part of the North Atlantic Ocean, is associated with numerous mysterious disappearances of ships and airplanes. The Black Death pandemic in the 14th century wiped out 75 to 200 million people in Europe. There are approximately 20 to 30 active serial killers operating in the United States at any given time. Spine-chilling true stories that will keep you up at night. First, we have the tale of the haunted doll that tormented its owners with eerie whispers and unexplained movements. Next, a sinister shadow figure that lurked in the corners of a family's home, causing chaos and fear. Finally, the chilling account of a ghostly hitchhiker who vanished into thin air, leaving only a cold breeze behind, exposing the dumbest laws to ever exist around the world. In Alabama, USA, it's illegal to wear a fake mustache in church that causes laughter. In Scotland, if someone knocks on your door and requests to use the toilet, you must let them in. In Thailand, it's against the law to step on money. Terrifying laws from across the globe. In Arkansas, USA, it's illegal to pronounce the state's name incorrectly. In Victoria, Australia, it's against the law to change a light bulb unless you're a licensed electrician. In Iran, it's forbidden to own a water gun. Uncovering mind-blowing bizarre laws from around the globe. In France, it's illegal to name your pig Napoleon. In Arizona, USA, donkeys can't sleep in bathtubs. In Singapore, chewing gum is banned unless it's for medical reasons. Mind-boggling scary facts that'll keep you thinking all night long. Did you know that your brain can create entirely new faces in your dreams? Those strangers in your nightmares might not be so random after all. Ever heard of the Fermi paradox? With billions of stars in our galaxy, where are all the aliens? Time is relative. If you were to travel at the speed of light, time would slow down for you, making the universe age faster. Chilling facts that happen while you're snoozing. Sleepwalking is more common than you think, and it can lead to some bizarre and dangerous situations. Ever experienced sleep paralysis? It's a terrifying state where you're awake, but you can't move or speak. Your brain can create entirely new faces in your dreams